Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Bitcoin market review for the October the 19th, 2022. And as usual, before we get into the price section and the setups, we look at the economic calendar. And as you can see, yesterday there were no high impact news events for US dollar, only for Canadian dollar at 8:30 a.m. But as we know, we only look at US dollar news events. So there have been none. So we can focus solely on price action. And as you can see, the only real candle which stands out is again the 9:30 market open right here, which ran price higher first, going into this order block, and there's a little Ferretti gap up here, and then pushes down and takes out these lows over here. But we're gonna see that in on a lower time frame anyways. And would say we get right into the setups. Okay, so again, first setup, 2 a.m. setup. Very nice, very clean, and as we've seen quite often now, 2 a.m. is just a very good time for Bitcoin to form a setup. That's the wrong one. That's the one I need. So we have a fair value gap right here. And as you can see, price pushes up into it. So first breaks down, takes out these lows, and is looking for the liquidity below these pretty equal lows right here. Price pushes back up into a premium, goes into the fair value gap, and then sells off. And the beautiful thing about this setup is we have a lot of confluence. On the 5-minute, you can see the bodies of the candles respect this up close candle right here, or these bodies of these candles right here. And if we drop down into the 3-minute, we can see price goes all the way up to these up close candles which form the order block. Doesn't go through it, only a little bit into it, and we can have even more confluence on the 1-minute. Right here you can see there's an up close candle right here. Price moves up, touches this up close candle, the bodies of these candles respect the body of this candle, and then price starts to sell off. So very clean setup at 2 a.m. in the morning. As I've said before, it's quite a good time for Bitcoin. So yeah, that was the early morning setup, and then there was not really a setup in here, and the next setup is on this down move right here, and on the 3-minute it's actually a very nice setup. So right here you can see, actually let me show you, there's a fair value gap on the 5-minute right here which price touches, and on the 3-minute we actually have the trade setup from this candle right here, which is a swing low, to the swing high. We can see price moves up, not yet taking out these equal highs, so we expect price to run these. As there's also a fair value gap up here, so we expect price to run up. Price comes back down into a discount, goes into the fair value gap, fully fills the fair value gap, touches this order block, this down close candle, and again the bodies of these candles respect the body of this candle quite nicely. And then price moves up higher, taking out these highs and fully repricing these imbalances, and it also takes out this high prior to then again going down further. So that's also a very clean setup on the 3-minute, and we stay on the 3-minute, and right over here you can see where the next setup forms, and it's also a very clean setup. So after taking out this hierarchy, you can see price starts to reverse and starts a downtrend, and the downtrend accelerates right here. Big down candle, leaving behind a fair value gap, and then price pushes back up, reaches into the fair value gap, fully reprices it, touches this up close candle, which is the order block. Again, you can see the bodies of these candles respect this candle beautifully, and then price starts to sell off again. So again, beautiful setup on the 3-minute, and as we see, like price started a downtrend here, took out this low. Next low is this low, which like these are pretty equal lows right here. So we have two lows, there should be liquidity down here, and price starts to reach down into it. So that's the first setup for this down leg to catch a part of this down leg, and we have another entry or another setup on this down leg right here, and it's on the 5-minute. It's a little bigger setup in terms of time, from this high to, actually we have to take this low now, as it's the lowest low right here. We can see there is a fair value gap right here, and like this low to high, that was the setup we just looked at. Then price sold off, not yet taking out these equal lows. As you can see, came very close. I mean, actually took it on this candle. We still have liquidity down here, which we expect to be taken. Price pushes back up, fully reprices the fair value gap, respects the up close candle right here, which is the order block, just touches it, and then it starts to reverse, go lower. And I mean, this is the 930 volatility right here. That is the market open I touched on prior. And you can see here, price first pushes up, takes out these highs to then drive price lower to take out this low. So, okay, whipsaw, you know, first up, then down. A lot of volatility, and that's the 930 market open for you right there. That's what we see quite often. You know, that's the Tudor swing, which takes out both sides pretty much. And we also have another setup on the 3-minute right here. This was the entry on the 5-minute. These were the two candles which pushed up into the fair value gap. We also see the fair value gap right here. Just gonna mark it out. You can see it right here. And then price sold off, took out this low right here. So with a market structure shift again, then we take the flip tool from the low, or from the high to the low. We can see price pushes back up in the fair value gap, into the fair value gap which was left behind, touches the up close candle, which is the order block, and then starts to sell off, taking out this low right here. And then with the consolidation prior to the 930 market open volatility. Okay, so these were the kind of early morning setups, and now we go to 11 a.m. where we saw another setup form. So after 9:30, after we took out this low, price started to reprice higher a bit, and we can see price moved up right here, taking out. We have this swing high right here, which price takes out. Price then moves back down to touch this order block. So if we take the flip tool from the low to the high, we can see price reaches a discount, touches the order block right here, and then eventually starts to move higher. And here we have two setups right next to each other. So that's the first setup, price pushing up, pushing back down, touching the order block, then starting its up move, and this next move right here from this low where we touch the order block to this high, which has not yet broken any of these highs. Price then reversed down. Actually, let me show that to you on the 3-minute. Price reversed down into the fair value gap, fully repricing the fair value gap. As you can see, the bodies of the candles respect the fair value gap, only the wick goes through, and then price eventually starts to push higher to take out the highs, well, the liquidity above these highs and above this high, which was formed like in the morning, the run up we've seen to go above this high, and we even go into this fair value gap right here. So yeah, nice setups prior to lunch. And then we can see price starts to drop during lunch right here, and then price starts to consolidate a bit. And then in this consolidation, there's actually the next setup, or pretty much the last setup. It's not the last setup. We have 2 more setups I'm gonna show to you. But right here, at what is that? 4:05 p.m. price drops quite quickly. First pushes up and then drops, taking out these lows. So we have a shift in market structure. Let's just take, nope, that's not the low I wanted. Let's take this low. Right here we have that broken. We have a fair value gap, and then price starts to push back up into a premium, fully repricing the fair value gap, stays around equilibrium a bit, and then pushes up into the fair value gap once more prior to then dropping down. And this next drop is where we have the next setup. As you can see, this drop again left behind a fair value gap. So this drop took out this low, but has not yet taken this low right here, or this low right here. We can see price then pushes back up into the fair value gap, stays around equilibrium for a bit, pushes down, takes out this low, moves back up into the fair value gap, and then eventually sells off to take out this low over here, which was formed after the 9:30 market open. And this setup is also visible on the 15-minute. So this is a higher time frame setup as well. As you can see, from this high to this low on the 15-minute, the fair value gap is actually a little bit different, but still totally valid. You can see price pushes up into a premium, into the fair value gap, and then eventually sells off at like 8:15 p.m. to really push lower. And I suspect it even took, right over here, this was the weekend low, which was formed on Saturday the 15th of October. So price took that out, and that was the market movement for yesterday. And that was that were all the setups, all the good setups that I found in yesterday's price action. And I hope you found it insightful. If you did, leave a like or leave a comment if you have any suggestions. And I hope I see you guys again. Be safe, and bye.